We make garden art. Basically, we go and find things, whether it's driftwood or a teacup or maybe a rusty bucket. It could be anything. And then we put plants, either succulents in them or more moist gardens for ferns and moss and that kind of thing.
We like to go to yard sales and thrift stores like the Habitat Restore here in town. They're great. They have all kinds of neat things to upcycle into garden art. I'm always thinking about what the plant's going to look like in there. Like if I see that and I'm like, oh, that'd be so cool with some plants in it.
Samantha also makes some poly mushrooms that she puts in some of her gardens, and we also find little teeny things that we put in to decorate them.
All the attention to detail, all the little tiny different kinds of mosses you find, the tiny ferns, the smallest little snail shell, just the simplicity of it.
And particularly, we really like the moist gardens. We love moss. We like going in the woods and finding woodland plants. So we both grow a wide variety of indoor plants and outdoor perennials and that kind of thing. But when we're making the gardens, I think that we both have an affinity for the moss and the ferns.
Japanese painted ferns, those are probably my favorite ones to use because they multiply readily, you know, and they're pretty, really pretty. Lichen that grows on trees, I absolutely love that. That's one of my favorite things to put in there. Reindeer moss, it's kind of hard to find, but that's another one that I really like, and it's just so tiny and delicate.
I like to create a picture of something. So, in my mind, I'm kind of always looking at something as if I'm actually taking the picture, the photo. So I want it to be, if there's a photo of it, everything in there is just perfect, the details, that you can. Samantha and I, at the market have to mist our gardens to make sure that they stay moist and aren't dying out there outside, in the market. And just even that detail of like a little drop of water, on a piece of moss is just, to both of us, is just exquisite. Samantha and I met probably 4 or 5 years ago. We played roller derby for the Cookville roller derby team, and Samantha still plays. And we just discovered that we both really love plants. So we spent a lot of time together gardening and shopping for plants and that kind of thing. And then we had a couple events for Cookville roller derby where we made little gardens and offered them for, to be sold, and also a children's event at an Earth Day where they made their own gardens. And then I guess it was probably a little over a year ago we committed to this year we were going to do something, and so we got a booth at the downtown Green Market in Cookville.
I went to TTU and studied horticulture. I graduated in 2013, and I just always had an interest in the fairy gardens ever since they came out, I guess. I made one for a class project once, and then we've made some for bake sales before and sold them, and we both liked it, and we're interested in it.
People like different things, so we try and make a wide variety of upcycled garden art to appeal to all kinds of people. There are many things that people throw away that can be used for a different reason or repurposed, and that's what Samantha and I try and do. We go to yard sales, thrift stores, and anything that we might find pretty. Samantha and I know that locally nobody's making garden art like we are, but we certainly researched on the internet and other people. There are people that make fairy gardens, all types of small gardens, that you can bring inside or leave outside. I think that what we find is that first and foremost is that we love the plants. That's, we're coming from a plant. We love all the different plants and finding things and putting them together in unique ways, and finding a little something, finding a way to put that, in our gardens.
Fairy gardens are fairly cheap because most of the stuff you can just go gather in the woods, if you wanted to make your own. And I have seen people selling it online, the reindeer moss and all that stuff to buy, but it's hard to make any money if you have to buy it that way, So it's better to just go scout it out and go moss hunting, as we call it, or fern hunting. I would like to keep doing this and maybe branch out even more, maybe do outdoor ones, outdoor fairy gardens. That's something I've been thinking about, trying to branch out and do, do a couple of test ones and see how they go. And plants, growing plants, because I mean, I'm into horticulture, I've worked at nurseries, I'm all about plants, so I definitely want to do something with them. I'm just not sure what yet.
We're not really sure what we're going to do in the future. The farmers market downtown is wonderful, but it has a lot of regular people, and regulars aren't going to buy a garden planter every week. We've talked about doing markets, but that's packing up and going away for several days, and I don't know. But I know that we know for sure that we're going to keep gardening, continue making these for now. Maybe find a spot at a nursery or even a garden, like a flower shop, that might be willing to sell something that we're making. But we're still both fairly young, so who knows what we'll do.